Hello, listeners. This is Linda from News in Bed. At a shopping plaza in the Washington suburbs, the flag of South Vietnam flies beside the stars and stripes. Former refugees who congregate there hold fast to their roots, but their political allegiances are changing. Though they are regarded as the most conservative of Asian American voters, the Vietnamese are increasingly shifting their support to Democrats. That reflects a broader shift among Asian Americans from being majority Republican supporters to overwhelmingly Democrat. Donald Trump's polarizing rhetoric on issues like immigration could accelerate the trend. That shift could have an effect on the presidential race. Though Asian Americans represent only about 4% of the electorate and tend to have low turnout, they are a potentially significant bloc in battleground states like Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Asian Americans comprise an array of ethnic nationalities: Chinese, Indians, Filipinos, Koreans, Japanese, and others. Most of the Vietnamese arrived after the communist takeover of their homeland in 1975 and have settled mainly in California and Texas. But there's a significant number in Fairfax County, a district in Northern Virginia, where nearly 1/5 of the population is of Asian origin. At the Eden Center, a plaza of Vietnamese shops and restaurants, seniors who once supported the Republican Party for being strong on national security and fighting communism are increasingly leaning Democrat, as their more progressive children who were born in America tend to do. Former teacher Kim Ha Lee, 67, recounted that when she migrated to the U.S. in the early 1990s, she voted Republican like her husband, who had arrived as a refugee 1 decade earlier. But she changed to the Democrats because she said that party was more in tune with the priorities of immigrants. In this election, she is volunteering for a group called Vietnamese American Women for Hillary. If we vote Democrat, we can build a fairer and better country, she says. Her husband, Xuân Lee, 72, an electrical engineer who was interned in a camp after the communist takeover and later fled the country by boat, is now Democrat also. As the couple watch a nonpartisan voter registration event in the plaza's parking lot, where activists were urging fellow Asian Americans to become politically engaged, Xuân spoke dismissively of Trump's bad behavior and lack of government experience. There's still a diversity of political outlook among Asian Americans, with Vietnamese, Chinese, and Filipinos, for example, viewed as more conservative than Indians and Koreans. But Karthik Ramakrishnan, director of the National Asian American Survey, says that Asian Americans, broadly speaking, back a liberal agenda supporting more social spending and universal health care. Tae-Koo Lee, a professor of political science and law at University of California, says there has been a change over time from Vietnamese viewing politics through a post-Cold War lens where strength in foreign policy was especially important to focusing more on domestic issues like education and health care. That makes them more likely to vote Democratic even if they don't have a strong allegiance to the party. Today, Asian Americans are often perceived as high achievers, but language and cultural barriers persist. In the 2012 election, turnout by Asian American voters was just 47%, 17 percentage points less than the turnout among non-Hispanic white voters, according to a Census Bureau survey. Still, it is one of the fastest-growing segments of the electorate. Hillary Clinton's campaign is running multilingual phone banks and sending volunteers from neighboring states to help out in battlegrounds like Nevada and Pennsylvania. The Clinton website carries campaign material in 11 Asian languages: Cambodian, Chinese, Gujarati, Hindi, Korean, Tagalog, Tamil, Telugu, Thai, Urdu, and Vietnamese. The Republican Party has also stepped up outreach to Asian Americans to reverse a generation of Democratic gains. When Bill Clinton was elected president in 1992, he won just 31% of the Asian vote. When President Barack Obama was re-elected in 2012, he won 73%. I'm a big believer that the core beliefs of a lot of Asian American communities are similar to the Republican Party's core principles, says Jason Chung, who leads the Republican outreach effort and cited as evidence an even split between the parties for the Asian vote in 2014 congressional elections. Trump's hard line on immigration is likely to be a significant turnoff to that same constituency, as could allegations of inappropriate conduct toward women. Staunch Republican voter Hung Wing, 66, a former service member of the South Vietnam Air Force, is undeterred. He's backing Trump to be strong on defense, immigration, and the economy. He said the groping allegations against Trump won't alter that. It happened a long time ago, Wing says. Why did these women wait 10, 15 years to talk? And that's our story for today. Thank you for listening, and please join us next time for more News in Bed.